Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really do
I would like you to hit the like button at the beginning, because every time you hit the like button, you are letting YouTube know that what you are seeing and hearing is edifying for you, so it can be shared with others. That's why hitting the like button is so important. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.
It had to happen. Your title was so powerful. When I read the name of your ministry, it had to happen.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with your girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our topic on tonight, from Cleats to CEO. He traded the gridiron for entrepreneurship. So come on in, guys. Come on in. This is It Had to Happen podcast, where we bring you real talk, raw truth, and powerful conversations with real people. Today's guest is no stranger to the spotlight, guys, but it's his great impact started after the game ended. We're talking to a former pro athlete, right? Turned CEO, Mr. Sidney Tarver, about the journey from Cleats to CEO. What it means to walk away from the field and step boldly into a greater calling. Mr. Tarver is a former NFL linebacker and content strategist who's not afraid to tell it like it is, y'all. After dominating the field at Tennessee State University and suiting up for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he traded the gridiron for entrepreneurship, founding People First Logistics Company. Under his leadership, the firm has delivered over 6.5 million packages across the U.S., maintaining a 99% on-time delivery rate and earning a stellar 4.9 customer service rating. Wow. So today, Sidney helps fellow creators and business builders scale with smart content and strategy via YouTube channel. No fluff, y'all. Just forward thinking, hacks, candid insights, and that trademark humor. Whether he's speaking logistics or breaking down social trends, y'all, he keeps it relaxed, razor sharp, and uncut and real. So this episode for anyone who's ever had to pivot when the world only recognized you for one thing, y'all. And for every athlete trying to find their footing after the final play. So let me go ahead and introduce to some and present to others the Sidney Tarver.
Thank you, Dr. Erica. Thank you for having me. That was a beautiful intro. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. I'm glad to be a part of the show. The production, everything is beautiful, professional. Sorry for being late, and I'm glad to be here, though. It's a pleasure to be here today for sure. Thank you for having me, Dr. Erica.
Oh my God, you're so welcome. Thank you for accepting the invitation. Let me tell you, when I woke up that morning and I saw that video, listen, that took me all the way out. I just really thought that was so funny. I'm telling you, I really almost threw my phone. But without further ado, I said a little bit about you, but I want you to tell the audience, who is Mr. Tarver?
I'm from Sidney Tarver, athlete, entrepreneur. I don't like to, people try to live by their titles, and I'm Sidney Tarver. I've done a lot, but I'm a regular person, just like anybody watching this. Like, I know it's cliche, but you can do anything you put your mind to. When I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, two great parents, Donna and Alvin Tarver. My dad was a school teacher and a football coach, and my mom was a social worker. They just really trained me up as a child. They made sure I was educated. They made sure anything I did was I did it with my all and represented the family well. You know, so I grew up with two parents that were in the education in the school system. So they really harped on me about education. Before I could go pick up these footballs, I had to make sure my grades was good. I remember one summer I did bad in school. My mom sit me down. I couldn't play no sports. I couldn't do nothing. She made me sit with an English tutor to learn how to read and write better the whole summer before I could even go play sports, to do anything, extracurricular. If I wouldn't get my grades right, I couldn't do nothing, no football, no basketball, nothing. So I'm very grateful for my parents. Came from super humble beginnings, school teachers. We didn't have a lot, but we had the things that we needed. So then I was able to prevail, and my parents worked really hard, and it was this high school called Baylor High School. It was a private prep school. This is kind of where the arc changed in my life. They sent me there. This school, now I looked up, the tuition is probably $60K a year for a kid to go to this school. So me playing football and doing other things, we figured out a way to hustle up and get me into that school, where I started prevailing as an athlete and was getting like next level education. I was going to school with kids from all over the world. These kids had Mercedes and all the cars people think is now, these kids had when I was in high school. They were parents of billionaires, CEOs, mayors, politicians, all this kind of stuff. So in high school, I was around these kids with super wealth. They never had to work a day in their life. Their parents already were rich business owners. So I got to see, I was playing sports at a competitive school. We had great athletics, but I got to see these rich kids from a different perspective at an early age, who were already rich and weren't thinking about no Jordans. They weren't caring about none of this material stuff that our community was worshiping. They weren't even thinking about that because they had spent so much money on their education and their experiences. They was going to Italy. We had kids going to Africa in high school. Like it was just different at a young age. And I was able to learn from them and then prevail into sports, where I got a scholarship to Tennessee State. And I always tell people my high school was harder than college to me, because the college is just doing the work at the end of the day.
Wow.
But I had already learned that from those summers when my mama was sitting me down, making me study these stuff. Like I had a harder education path as a kid. Then when I got to college, I was like, it's kind of easy. But I already had the discipline to, go to class. I always was where I had to be, and I had a summer job. That's another thing I forgot to mention. But while I was playing football, I had a summer job from 9th grade to 12th grade, where I was cutting the grass, doing real hard stuff, then still going to football practice. So I was already dedicated and disciplined at a young age. So by the time I got to college, going to class is easy. It was girls there. It's fun. It's hard. It's college. Like, we're making it happen.
Right.
Was able to prevail in sports and then get a shot at the NFL, where I went undrafted to the Cleveland Browns, did a little camp with them, played overseas, and then got cut and picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars and finished that thing out. But yeah, that's just the beginning of it. But that's some of the funnest times of my life, though, for sure.
But you know what, Sidney, that resonated with me, what you said in the beginning. So shouts out to both of your parents, but definitely, I'm a mom, so
Yeah.
I like to shout out the moms, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And like you said, she didn't play about the grades. She knew education was first. And that's what it was in my house as well. I have two sons myself, but that's what it was in my house too. Bring me home bad grades or do bad things, you don't play no ball,
You're not
Right. That's the leverage that we have. But see, a lot of times, like in these day and times, people are really forcing their kids to play ball. That's number one. Not because they want to, but because they want to live through their children, maybe for something that they done made, a mistake they have made. And then two, it's like some people don't even worry about the education piece of it. How are you going to read a play if you don't have your education, Sidney?
Nah, you're not gonna be able to. The game is literally a thinking man's game. Yeah, you got natural athletes who can go out here and run fast and jump, but
Yeah.
eventually, when they keep going up in levels and level, is we see Tom Brady and these guys weren't the best athletes ever, but they study, they
Yeah.
spent just as much time in the film room studying, learning concepts and plays. You're gonna have to get that education to even know the lingo that these people are talking about and the concepts to understand it. Your athletic and your God-given talents only get you so far.
That is so good right there. Oh my God, I love that. But I've heard you say, we're going to jump into a couple of questions that I have for you shortly. But I did hear you say that you were undrafted. And it's so
Yeah.
amazing how God bringing people through your path, because so was my son. He was
Yeah.
undrafted and he went over to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
However, I think, and it's just me, most of the people that made an impact in the league are undrafted. You
No,
see,
absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
if you have a kid or somebody that's under the sound of your voice right now, see, because this is what they don't understand either. You know, in school, in high school, you're good, right? In college, you're great. But when you make it to that league, everybody your best. You see what I'm saying?
Nah,
So
exactly.
exactly. But here it is. You could be great in college and slip up under the radar. You
Yeah.
see, so it's all about a playing game. So if you can you speak to a kid that may be thinking, oh, I just got it all together and I know I'm going to make it,
Absolutely. I've seen let's okay, in high school. I was probably the third best kid on my team. We had a Gatorade All-American, every offer USC, Tennessee, Alabama. That was one of my best friends. He was a superstar. Then my next best friend, he was a running back, had everything, Tennessee, Alabama. Only me and the other kid made it to the NFL. He got drafted. He went to Tennessee. My other friend, he went into Tennessee, ended up not finishing and graduate. Like he didn't even finish. And then it was me who graduated and got undrafted. So out of that's three kids from the same high school going up that to level is different. But when you get to college, everybody was the man. Everybody was all state. Everybody was all American in high school. Um, everybody was good. So you get to that level. What separates you is the discipline from the next level. So it's people, you're gonna come with people that not gonna go to work out. They not gonna work out. They're gonna think they too good. They're gonna think they too good not to go to class all the time. While this, you might be half the athlete of this guy, but if you do the small things, if you're coachable, if you're going to class, getting good grades, if you're coming to practice, practicing hard, doing all those type of things, the coach is going to recommend you over this superstar talent to the agents. When the NFL scouts come talk to them, they're going to be like, how's this kid? The coach is going to tell them the truth. Yeah, he the best athlete in the world, but he disrespectful. He don't go to class. He don't lift weights. He cuss us out. But then they're going to say, hey, I got Johnny over here. You might want to take an extra look at him. He go to class on time. He got a 3.0 GPA. He about to graduate in business. He come to every workout. He stay in the film room. He study. He really take that extra step. I think he has what it takes. It's all about the relationships and things like that. So you want to leave a mark. I've seen so many kids go in with that superstar mindset and they end up dropping out of college, getting put off the team, going to jail. I've seen so many people that were 10 times better than me because of that ego and that attitude. They never even make it up out the system because probably their whole life they thought they was the best. Somebody been telling them they was the best ever. Then when that adversity hit, they don't know how to react once adversity hit. And they end up falling to the wayside, becoming a statistic.
Oh my God, you just broke it down all the way down right there, because that is the truth. And then even too, more so, even when you guys make it to the league, the coaches don't even want to see you driving better than them. You see, there's so much that come with this thing, Sidney.
Yeah.
I also have a nonprofit where it's called Mothers of Motivated Sons, but it's not just for mothers, right? It's for families. And what we do there is we have different people, like our health. We have a mental health therapist. We have a financial advice. Anything that you possibly can need coming up, And this is why it's so important. And it's my baby that, I love what I do here at It Had to Happen and Moms, because see, parents need to hear stuff like this. And not just the parents, the kids as well. I was a single mom going through it. So it was just, I had to, I had to learn everything going through with my son. However, people need to know things like what you just said. Listen, it's bigger than football. First of all, you have to have your education. You don't have your education, what? You don't make it, what you have to fall back on, Sidney. You said from Cleats to CEO. See, you had that mindset because you were being trained. You were being trained, that you said you was, like you said, train up a child in the way they should go, right?
Absolutely.
Did that for you, Sidney. So that's why it's like people like you can reach back down to our youth to help them to shed light, So tell us, what was the defining moment when you realized that your purpose extended beyond the field?
It was the NFL process. It was a blessing. I was grateful for all that. But it was that last time I got cut in Jacksonville, it was 4 or 5 days before Christmas in like 2011 or 2012. When did I got to look back? It was 4 days before Christmas I got cut. And I just remember that feeling like, I was like, I can't keep letting these people play with me, because I had friends that they have been through the same process. Some guys will work out for 3 or 4 years and they'll just keep chasing the dream. I was grateful. I reflected. I processed it real fast after that last cut, riding back on Christmas. And I was just spending time with my family. And I just was like, I worked out still a little bit. But once I didn't get that call, I instantly was like, hey, man, I got a degree. Like, it's other people. Like, if people think the NFL, okay, yeah, you might see these quarterbacks or whoever getting $100 million, $500 million contract. But ultimately, the CEO, whoever owns the company, is writing them the check. So how much money is the person who owns the team making compared to the players that they paying all these millions that you think the players is making a lot of money, but somebody owns this player and is cutting a check to these players and coaches and stadiums. Those people, like, I had a business degree. I studied business in college. So I'm like, it's my competitive attitude and mindset. I can flip this to something like, this not the end. I did the experience. I lived it. I processed it. I got it out of my system and moved on into the real world and started getting real world experience. You know what I'm saying? In business. So yeah, it was that last cut though before Christmas. I was like, they gave me some sort of excuse like, hey, we need to get a lineman or something. You know how they talking with. They gave me that, and I was looking like, and that don't even make sense. So I just got on the plane. They had my plane ticket ready, and I was just thinking that whole time when I went back home, like, it's time to get to it. It's time to find something else. Like, I processed it super fast and didn't, I didn't dwell on it because I was grateful to even have ever went to the NFL. So I was already had that mindset. Like, that was extra. It was an extra experience in my life.
Oh my God. Wait, you said 2012. You was there when Alan was there?
I was there, I think 2011. I got to look at it. I graduated college 2011. So probably December 2011.
Okay, so you left before he came in.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably so.
Okay.
Probably so, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, okay, but wait a minute. So here's the thing. You just said a whole mouthful once again. You talked about you being cut right before Christmas, but I have to shout out your mom and dad for this because you had a plan outside of the plan. You see what I'm saying? You had the playbook to business, right?
Yeah,
so you knew, even though these people didn't hold your life in their hand, you were grateful for having the opportunity, yes. But once you saw that, okay, whatever excuse that they gave you for cutting you, you said, okay, now I got to move on to next. Sidney, sometimes these players don't know what's next. So if you had someone that was under the sound of your voice, what could you say to them?
Find you. Okay, back to that story. I had great mentors. I'm going to say that. My high school coach, Eric Westmoreland, I was raised around NFL. All the athletes from my city, I forgot this part. I would train with them in the summers. I always train with them in high school and college. I always train with pro level athletes on the breaks when you go home from college. So I had, Eric Westmoreland. He played for the Jaguars back in the day. Tardell Sands and Tony Brown. I had 3 NFL veterans who had already played 5 to 10 years in the NFL when I was a kid pouring into me. My dad, having relationships, he had me around all these kind of guys that were already kind of schooling me, educating me, mentoring me, showing me how cutthroat it was. So, after I got cut, it was I was talking to them, and I came up with the strategy. Like I already had a degree. Now it's just time to network. Okay, let me get some real life experience. So I think I called my dad. My dad called one of his friends, and they had a job for me like that in my business degree. So I just took off to Virginia. I'll never forget, the guy he said he was going to give me $5,000. I was like, this is kind of a good signing bonus. Remind me of the NFL. He gave me $5,000 to take this job up in Portsmouth, Virginia, where I was working in this warehouse. Like I was like a warehouse manager coming out of, like, just because of my relationships with my dad. I had a job like probably 3 or 4 months after like the NFL stuff was over. So I was like, let's get to it.
That's why in one of our workshops, I was telling people that it is very, very important making connections. See, your dad had you around those type of things, right? Yeah. And even though, us moms, if we, most of the athletes are raised by single moms, unfortunately. Yeah, so sure. You don't know all of that to tell them to, make these connections while you're there. When you're out there playing college ball, you have all kind of business people that's on that sideline. You should be making some relationships. You should be making some connections. So would you say that connections matter? And if so, why?
Absolutely. You got to be connected, because I'm gonna take this back. At my going back to high school, I still have a lot of these rich kid connections. When I go back, I might go to a high school game maybe once a year. One of my best friends' dad is the CFO. These people love you for life. They might not never talk to me, but if they heard I went to this high school in the class of 07 and this, they'll give me any job if I ever need a job, I can make one phone call and go get a job at a high level job at that, just because of the high school I went to. So back to college. And also I never treated anybody. I wasn't no bully type of person. So I talk to anybody, have fun, be nice with anybody. Because you never know. These kids might be the president. Like next year, in 10 years, this kid might be the president of the United States, a mayor, or something. I was always a nice kid, like not bullying people or belittling people. Our kids can tend to be mean and get into a lot of crazy stuff. I was never that, just a nasty kid. I treated everyone with respect. And therefore, the same thing, high school, college, you move on, you meet a lot of people. A lot of my friends now from high school are doctors and lawyers. So I still have those relationships where, if anything, hey, I'm Sidney, I'm doing this, XYZ nowadays. How can we link up and do business? It's just it's just networking. That's going to take you to the next level. And I think our community has to get more into networking. They want to call it, they think you, let's say not clout chasing, but they think you being a groupie. Let's say they think you're a groupie if you call one of your friends and ask for help, or want to learn what they're doing, or want to be, if you want to be involved with other people that don't look like you, they try to belittle you and say you're being kind of a groupie or a fan, when it's networking and you're helping each other. Like our community has a bad habit of that. They have a bad habit of talking down on people, interacting with people outside of the normal circle that that we deal in. So I would challenge everybody to get around people you don't know, get around strangers, tell them your story, and you never know how you'll connect off of just being your authentic self around a group of strangers. They're bound to accept you more than the people that you've known all your life, from my experiences.
My God. Oh my, I didn't know you was gonna be coming here dropping jewels.
That's
let me tell you. Oh my gosh. You know what? And I am a big firm believer. First of all, I love God. I'm a God-fearing woman. And it's amazing how he set things up. what you just said, and it's only, and I'm gonna keep it real, it's only in our community that we think like that. And this is why we stay stuck, because even the Bible tells us you have not because you ask not. And the thing about it is, if you worry about what the outside noise is saying, you will never be able to make it anywhere. But you know, it's amazing that you said about this networking thing, because listen, guys, let's go to commercial. Sydney, I have to play this really quick because oh my God.
Let's do it.
Y'all have to come out.
Hands up if you with it. Drop it.
In the McDonough area, September 6th, I'm having a networking sports mixer. You definitely want to be out in the building. September 6th is the next play. Oh, networking mixer. You definitely, Sidney, you have to come.
No, I definitely I put it on the calendar. I just had a newborn too, probably maybe 5 weeks ago. So yeah, he's my eyes. He whooping me right now. He been whooping on me.
Well, fun, congratulations! Oh, you had I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. So it's a
boy. Yeah, a boy.
Oh, sure. How is it?
It's fun. It's Saint. His name's Saint Tarver. It's fun though. It's probably the best experience in my life, and that's after going to the NFL, starting to be like it's second to none. It's one of my favorite experiences ever.
Listen, let me tell you something that people do not understand how much a blessing a kid is. A kid would change your whole entire life. It will make you look at things so much differently, right? But just to hear you say that it's fun, I know he's whipping you, because listen, I have my 1-year-old granddaughter, and I have her a couple of nights, and boy, I understand. Let's go to the next thing. Oh gosh, what were some of the toughest mental adjustments you had to make transitioning from? Well, you answered that. You said it wasn't really from athlete to from athlete to entrepreneur.
Yeah, I didn't go straight. Okay, after I got cut, I had the business degree, so I worked in corporate America for 10 years. I've been managers from Merce, Damco, Amazon. I've worked in corporate America for 10 years. So after coming from that NFL money, you know, I don't have a pride or ego thing. I just went straight to work because, you know, a lot of people would be shamed to say, how did you go from the NFL to working at a warehouse or doing this kind of stuff? I never had no pride or ego. I started moving and traveling. I started using my degree. So once I got cut, I moved to Virginia Beach, up that area. I got a transfer out to Houston, Texas. I then moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. Then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where I was working for a little bit for Amazon. Then I went to Buffalo, New York to start my trucking company. Then Niagara Falls, and then back to Atlanta. So for about 10 years straight, I was just traveling, learning corporate America. A lot of people think it's a bad thing having a job, but if you change your perspective, you're really learning. I'm learning. That's like me back learning the game from these older NFL players when I was a kid. I'm learning the business game from real. Amazon is a top 10 company. So the way that they structure and do things, if you sit in there and just see that for 5 years straight, you have no choice but to, okay, how can I apply this to my real life, these same principles and concepts, and come up with me a business model? So that's pretty much what I was doing after the NFL. I'm not going to say it was all peachy and fun and games. It's corporate politics. It's that you learning, but it's a learning. If you look at everything in life as a learning experience, or what lesson can I get out of that, or not why is this happening to me, but it's happening for me to do what with it. Like, you got to change your mindset and perspective. We know you might hate your job, but what is the lesson that you're in your job to learn? You have to shift your perspective. And so if you just shift your perspective and learn how to frame your mind into a different way of looking at things, I don't regret anything that happened. The learning in corporate America taught me it's part of my journey. It's part of my story. I needed that. That was my real world education. I mean, college, you just passing classes in there, but your real world experience of learning, that's what came from that. So I'm grateful. I needed 10 years to learn what I needed to start my own business. Because I look at my business I started in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. That was what I tell people is my real world college experience, those 4 years starting that business. So I'm still a rookie. I tell people in business entrepreneurship, I'm only 4 years in.
Yeah.
I'm 36, but I'm 5 years in, if that makes sense. That was my college education. That's my real education to life, starting that business. So that's why I'm hard on everybody. Like, you got to start a business. You got to at least try once. Like, I'm not put on this earth to be average or mediocre. So why would I always take the hard path? I'm going to take the hard path every time. That's the only one that pays off at the end.
But that's the thing. We're dealing with the microwavable society. Everybody want it right now. And what you said about working for Amazon, yes, that's $1 billion company. And we all know that, oh my God. Yes, if you go into a job looking at it like it's just a 9 to 5 and you're not trying to learn anything. And a lot of times what we do as people, we complain about the very thing we prayed for. And not understanding, let me just go ahead and quit this job and run from it. Not understanding you're there because you're learning something. You have to get something. So it's birthing something out of you. So what are you doing? Are you just going in and clocking in and say, okay, well, let me just, I got bills to pay, and that's just it? No, just like football, it's bigger than that. Yes, I love what you just said. That makes a whole lot of sense. And so many people hear that. And the entrepreneur thing, a lot of people are trying to do it, but the only way, Sidney, it will work if it's yours. You can't try to do what somebody else doing just because they're doing it. If you don't have the gift to do that thing, you will fail. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. But so many people try and do it though. But here it is. It say, how did your discipline as an athlete prepare you for the challenges of building a business? You kind of like pretty much covered that. So I want to talk about now, what business is it and how is it that we can support you?
Now I pivoted from the trucking industry, Buffalo, New York. Now I do content creation. So content creation and automation. So I work with high-level CEO, business owners, doctors, lawyers, anybody who want to build their social media presence. It's kind of like branding, marketing strategy. I see what they need to do and which platforms, and I post it on them and build them systems. I hook them up with computer, website people to really build their digital back end, collect the data, and do numbers, analytics-driven decisions. I use all data analytics to make decisions. So let's say today I had a call with a lawyer. He called me after 2 months. He's like, all right, I'm ready to go with you. He has 0 digital social media presence. He's a lawyer. One of those, when you have a wreck on the highway, he's like, hey, I've been doing this 30 years. The billboards, all this stuff is dead. He was like, everybody's been telling me social media is the way to go. He's an older gentleman, probably 70, and he's still keeping his mind fresh. Like, hey, I need to get that Facebook, that YouTube, that Instagram, that TikTok page. He's 70 thinking like, this is the only way I'm going to keep pumping new leads and trying new things into my business. So he's ready for me to come up and work with him and start building a content strategy to take his business to the next level. So that's kind of what I do for big brands, rappers. I got rappers, lawyers. It's a lot of different people, comedians that I can work with and go in and tweak their social media and make it into something bigger.
Oh my God, Sidney. Well, I'm not a big brand, but I need help.
No, for sure. Absolutely.
I'm not a big brand now.
No, you are. You are a big brand. You're doing, people won't, how many episodes have you shot of this?
Almost 600.
See, you got what it takes already. Most people, I tell them, post a video right now. They scared to even pull their phone out right now. They think my hair gotta be this. And I say something right now. If you really want to do this, pull your phone out and post a video. When I see they don't got the heart to do that right there, I already know you in your head. I can't really work with you if you too scared of the internet. So, but no, with 600 episodes, that's a testament. That's a journey. Most people quit podcasts after 20 episodes. Most podcasts don't even make it past 20 episodes. The numbers, I've studied this. So for you to do 600, that's a blessing and a testament. You dedicated, like you got what it takes. Absolutely. I would love to. You're in the Atlanta area?
Yes.
I'd love to come just holler at you for sure. Definitely for having me on here. I'll definitely come I'll let you a link up. We can meet and discuss some things easy.
Awesome.
Sure.
Whew, I tell you, you don't know. Like the lawyer was saying, though, social media is the way of the world right now, and
Yes.
it's how you use social media, though, right? You know, a
Right.
lot of people just use it to just do certain. No. It's how you use it. I know. Me, Sydney, what you see is what you get. It ain't no fake fraud, anything over here. And I like to
Right.
tell people that if you want real, that's all I can give you. I can't be nobody else that I'm not.
That's right.
But the thing is, I love the title that God loaned me. It had to happen. Sitting down, I've been through some things, right? But we
Right.
don't understand why the it's happened to us, but it's happening for us. Even though they thought that they was cutting you, but they didn't even know what you had up here. Listen, all they saw you as a football player to bring money into their organization. But here it is, you thought that you was cutting me, you thought you actually blessed me. So if people look at stuff like that, because guess why? You don't know what God saved you from. Football is a contact sport, okay?
Right.
Collision after collision after collision,
Yeah.
and you see so many of the players that's coming with the long-term effects of it afterwards, right? But
Right.
here it is now, you're set up to set other people up. And even these kids need to know there's life after football. I'm having a workshop on that. I would love to bring you into that workshop as well, because there's life after football. You have to know that that if football was to stop right now today, what would I do? You have to know who you are too. Because guess what?
Absolutely.
Sydney? Sometimes football is done with you before you get done with football.
Yeah, it's no, you don't know when your expiration date is in the game. You don't know when your last play, your last snap. It's unpredictable. You ain't gonna know until it happens. Like
That is so.
you never gonna know.
Oh my God, man. If you guys are just coming in, you missed a treat. You just have to go back and rewatch the broadcast, because Mr. Sidney Tarver has been dropping jewels on tonight. And if you're not following him on social media, guys, go over. You will get some great laughs. I'm telling you, because I have a time in my life. So tell us how we can follow you, Sidney.
On Instagram, it's just Sidney P. Tarver, Sidney P. Tarver. I think that's pretty much on every social media platforms, but I mainly focus on I think YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are my main three. But I post everywhere. You can find me, reach me, DM me, hit me up, go laugh, comment, like, tell me you saw me on Miss Erica, podcast. So just see how you feel me. I talk back. I'm not bougie. I'm not no celebrity. So if you hit me up, I'll hit you back like it's easy money for sure.
And I tell you, he definitely hit you back, because that's why I was in the DM. Yes, I was. But you know what? That's when you know that you have real. You see how you are. You said, even though you are, you are a celebrity. You are a big name person, right? But we like to downplay ourselves, and we shouldn't do that. We don't have to dull our light for anybody. However, if God has blessed us to be in a certain position, that's just what He did. At the end of the day, catch up. That's all I have to say. It's
I
not
like that.
you think that we're better, we're big. None of that. We're still the regular same people, but some things just has changed. The blessings has came. The blessing came in, But you remind me, my son is just humble like you. He is very humble like you. He do not like the spotlight. Like he run from the cameras more than anything. But the thing about it is, that's when you know that those people took nothing from you by cutting you.
Nah.
Nothing. Here it is. You're smiling. You putting out great content. You have a great business going, and not just a business. You spoke about the connection. So, guys, if you're just coming in here and you think connections does not matter, you're sadly mistaken. We should be teaching networking, as Sidney says. So, Sidney, if you could go back again and circle back for us, run that back for us about the networking process.
Networking, it is getting around people. Like, you got to think your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your best friends, your people you grew up around your whole life. Let's be real. In our community, it's rare that we're around super, super successful people all the time. So by networking, I say go get in rooms of people that don't look like you. It could be anybody. I'd go to these business events all the time. They only want when I get into networking events, it's no negativity. It's just people trying to better their life. So I always encourage people, one of the best places to network at is a gym, because you're around a lot of it doesn't cost that much to go to a gym. You're around a lot of people who are dedicated to something, to making their body better. That's a small place to start, and getting to meet new people who wake up every day, every morning to go to this gym, to get on this treadmill, to go lift these weights. You automatically put yourself in a category of people that are dedicated, building to something. They know discipline, dedication. So that's my easiest tip: go into the gym. And that's the place to go network with a lot of high level people, depending on the gym you go to. But those people are there up early, motivated. They got somewhere to be in life. So if you can't afford these $10,000, $15,000 networking events, find a good gym, go there, make some friends there that you wouldn't usually talk to. If you're out in public, speak to somebody. Hey, how you doing? My name's. Introduce yourself to a stranger. Go talk to 10 people you never would ever talk to in the day, and see how your life goes. Like, just meet new people.
Listen, that is, oh my God. I was just at an event yesterday. See, we can't think that we're too big. We have to be at the forefront of everything. And that's, we think if it's not ours, we can't go and partner or help out somewhere, right? Yesterday, I just went and served at a back to school bash. I had the most amazing time, although you know how disrespectful the son is, right? But it's being around people, the connections that you're making, the networking, like you said. You will never know if you step outside of the box. You can't do the same. If you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results at the end of the day. You know, like you said, go out, speak to somebody. It don't. What would it hurt if they don't speak back? Okay, keep it moving. Try somebody else. Somebody else will respond. Out of 10 no's, you might get one yes. You just never know. Do not let it stop you. Guys, we got to keep putting our best foot forward. As you can see here, Mr. Sidney Tarver, he did the darn thing for all the way when he was a child. His parents had him around. His father had him around positive people, okay? People that was doing more where he wanted to go, you see? So who are you connected to? Who is in your circle? Please evaluate your circles, people, please. So, Sidney, what advice would you give to athletes who fear stepping out into the unknown territory after their sports career, outside of the networking?
Yeah, I would say you got to think of it. You got to think of the skills that you've developed during playing football. So if you've been playing whatever sports you've been playing, 9 times out of 10, jobs or anybody wants to work with athletes to begin with. You're already at a higher pedestal because people know you have a lot of discipline. You were waking up early to do this. You had practices. You did school. You did all this stuff and balance it out. You're a good team player. Like, you have attributes. You have to look at your skill set from there and be able to talk to them. So if you're talking to people, what do you bring to the table? Hey, I'm a good team player. I'm a leader. I'm dedicated, consistent. You had to be to make it this far in football. So you just take those skill set, write down all your skills that you did in whatever sport you played, and how you can translate that to somebody else's team or a business that you can start. Another easy one, you can train kids how to play football. If you don't have nothing else to do, you can teach a kid how to play the sport or whatever you did. Like, that's the easiest business model you can do. I have friends, they personal trainers, they killing it right now because of their name, and they just teaching how they lost the game. Drills, it's easy. Like, you don't overthink it. Don't think you starting over. Just start at the level of the skills. You got to transfer the skills that you already had and done honed and developed, and you got to transfer it into something else. And find a mentor, find somebody who you look up to, an idol, some friends that you maybe have met playing sports that might have a business. Reach back out to everyone and anyone that you know and just ask for help. Again, it comes down to asking. Like, you got to put your pride and your ego and just ask for help if you need help. Be open, vulnerable, authentic. Like, just be authenticity and vulnerability is 2 of the biggest superpowers that you can ever have.
Yes. And that's the thing, the fear of asking, don't want to look like, okay. But you know what? I have a young man that kind of was mentoring, and he was in the league and somehow football was done with him before he was, right? So he's not working a 9 to 5. However, he's having the most hardest time adjusting because, right, he can't even watch football. That's how bad it is, So you do have those people, and I'm going to share this broadcast with him so he can see this. Like, he's not stuck to the point where, oh, I just don't know what to do with myself. But the thing is, he did contemplate suicide 8 years. For 8 years, this
Yeah,
was
no,
on him, you know.
yeah,
And now he's doing a whole lot better than he was doing before. But this is the thing, what's happening. Some players are just so stuck on football,
yeah.
because that's all you guys are trained to really think about, right?
Right, right.
Although you're in school, these people are using you for your talent. You make sure you get that education. So leaving school early wasn't an option for Alan. Get your education. Make sure that you leave there with your degree, what you got that scholarship in, right? And
Absolutely.
do always, 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 again, goes back to the connections and asking, because God placed you around certain people, but sometimes again, out of fear.
Yeah,
I need help. But Sydney, sometimes these mentors, they charge thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's kind of
yeah,
what shy people away. Granted, I get you want to be paid for your time. I get it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
do you remember a time when you were just starting out? Who are you willing to help? You can't help everybody now, but if
yeah,
you see someone who really want it, would you help them?
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And I tell people where I'm from, like the mentor ain't gonna like that's until I got into this business. The mentor ain't gonna charge, like we ain't charging the people that we really like. If we really see them and they really got it, it ain't nothing for me to have a 30-minute conversation. I do this every day. It's some people outside the business. I just when they call, they see them. I know they gonna take the action. I talk with them for 30 minutes or an hour while I'm outside doing cardio or on the treadmill or something. There's certain people that I can talk to and just because I know they're gonna implement it. Whatever I'm saying, I'm gonna look on social media. They're gonna do exactly, they're gonna post, they're gonna do something. Like it's the people that are action takers that I like. The time wasters, I don't got time to tell you 2 and 3, 4 different times. If you asking for my help, it's like the football coach. The football coach ain't gonna wait on you because you want to drink water and be slow over here on the sideline. No, we're gonna put the next person, like we just don't keep it moving. So if I see that somebody's dedicated, an action taker, I'll look at them, study them, see what they got going, watch them for a little bit. It's nothing for me to help somebody. Like that's the only reason I got here, because people poured into me
See,
without looking for anything in return. So in my world, that's the only favor to pass that down to the next. That's all they tell me. What I taught you, teach somebody else. That's the gift
mhm.
they keep on giving.
And that's the only people that will get it. If someone
Yeah,
helped you, if you have that spirit of paying it forward, first of all, if you don't even have to have someone that helped you, if you just have that heart to
yeah,
help other people and not want to see people suffer, right? The
right.
thing about you could take the horse to the well, but you can't make them drink. However,
That's it.
like you say, if you saw someone that was really, serious about it, because you don't want to waste your time, you can't get that back, right? But at the end of the day, you're a willing vessel. You want to help others. You see, even though the people told you hurt them, they say, okay, just go ahead and pay it on to someone else. But here's the thing, you have to know the people, because if they're thinking that you want something from them, I don't think that that's your people, because at the end of the day, you have to know that you know that you know, like you said, people that pour into you, that they don't want nothing else. They just want to see you succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it. It's not like you want
Absolutely.
to hold something over your head and say, well, I did X, Y, and Z for you. Now you do this for me.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
no good. So last question. Oh my God, this was so good. We definitely have to bring you back. But we
No,
want to
absolutely.
know, you went from Cleats to CEO. So what
Mhm.
legacy are you building now, and who are you building it for? I know the answer because you told me not
Yeah,
too long ago.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's just the family. It's the family. I kind of, I just, I, the Bible. I was raised. My parents, they read, but like you go on your own journey. But I, maybe last year, I think I just had the Bible audio book and listened to the Bible, like the whole Bible from front to end, just on audiobook. Every morning I probably listen to 30 minutes to an hour. and put it down, do it. I don't know how long it took me, but I finished the whole Bible. And just a lot of those stories they just reminded me of the journey of my life that I've been on. Like these I'm talking however old the Bible is, like these stories were still true and relevant and connecting with me in 2025. You think we got all these phones and stuff, we couldn't have been nothing like these people. Like the principles and the stuff they were teaching, it still was connected with me today. I was like, oh, that's what my mom and daddy was talking about. This what this means. Oh, this kind of like my life. I done went away. Now I'm coming back home. Like all this stuff was in the Bible thousands of years ago. So it's just the legacy, taking care of my family, taking care of my people, taking care of my son, my girlfriend, my mom, my dad, my family. It's just taking care of the family. That's what I'm really big on. My cousins, my auntie, like I'm family. I do it for the family. It's only for the family. Like that's it. It's not get a statue or get this. If I could help one person change their life, I did a good job. It's not about the millions, and you want to reach, they'll see you, they'll come find you, just like them. If you can play football, they're gonna come find you and get you to the NFL. So if they see you impacting lives and doing that, the right people gonna come find you and take you to that next level you're trying to go to. So that's it.
Wow, absolutely. Guys, we're live here tonight with the girl, Dr. Erica Wilson, that it had to happen from Cleats to CEO. Traded the gridiron for entrepreneurship, Mr. Sidney Tarver. Guys, if you're not following him on social media, please do go over right now. Sidney P. Tarver on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. See, I have to go over to the YouTube. I didn't know you had the TikTok, so I'm going over to both. And I'm definitely gonna follow you because again, guys, he has some of the most greatest content that's out there. He has this amazing business, so you do have to go over to find out all about what Mr. Sidney have going on. And if you're just coming in, please do rewatch the broadcast because he dropped some. He dropped some jewels on tonight. And I want you guys to sit back and think about this. Even you, Sidney. Well, not you, because you're doing a darn thing. So if you're under the sound of my voice right now, I want you to imagine the stadium lights going out, the phone stops ringing, the fans move on, but your purpose is still undefeated. So if you're an athlete that's under the sound of my voice, I do want you to imagine that. But also, here's the truth. Life after football it hits harder than any linebacker if you're not prepared, right? So that's how we created Inside the Huddle in Mom's Locker Room of Legacy. It's a space, y'all, where athletes become entrepreneurs, visionaries, mentors, and legacy builders. So, guys, if you can, please do come back at 7:30. I have a mom. Oh my gosh, she's teaching her son how to play ball. I mean, she do all kind of things with him. They're all over the net, guys. Please do come back inside of our huddle at 7:30 p.m. We will love to have you. Also, my son will be there to encourage him. He'll be on as well, Alan Hearns. And then we also will have our sports director on with us, Mr. Wendell, first of all, Stirrup. And guys, if you would like to book with your girl, you definitely could go to my website at www.ericawilsonIh2h.com. I'll love to have you, just like Mr. Tarver. Mr. Tarver, I'm going to give you the floor to speak to our guests really quick.
No, for sure. No, I just want to say thank you to Dr. Erica for having me and sharing her platform with me. She's a beautiful soul. But just keep going. And I'm not here to give you no magical speech. It's consistency. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have good days. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Don't get caught up in the wins and don't get caught up in the losses. Just keep putting one foot forward at each time. It's going to be some adversity along that road. Like, it's going to be some very, very bad stuff. People going to die. It's tragedies. It's going to be some good wins. But you can't let it get to your head or your heart. You can't let none of it stick with you. Just know it's a marathon, so it's a long journey. It's a long battle. It's a long fight. Don't let social media fool you. Like, this stuff doesn't happen overnight. All these people you see big on social media now, go back 10, 15 years ago when their videos was getting 0 views. So just know you play it for the long run. Play the game for the long run. Think in 10 years span. Try to think in 10 years. down the line. Don't think it tomorrow, next day, 1 year. Think 10 years from now where you want to be at, and you'll land somewhere to just keep going.
Whew. You heard it here. It had to happen from the Sidney Tarver. Sidney, thank you so much. You spoke a word. You don't know. You gave me my flowers when you said I'm a beautiful soul. So thank you. I truly
for sure.
appreciate that. See, sometimes people don't like giving people their flowers while they're here. They try to in the back end. But thank you. It truly blessed my soul. And
For sure.
again, the door is open. You can always come back whenever you want. You have the link to book. And also, if you would like to come inside of our workshop, please do let me know, because we definitely can use your voice there. I'm telling you. And I'll send over the information for the 6th. But listen, guys, thank you all for tuning in with us here on tonight. We cannot do this without each and every one of you. So we want to send you guys out with some virtual hugs. And I'm going to give you a virtual hug.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Nah, but definitely. This was beautiful.
Virtual. Thank you so much. And again, guys, we can't do this without you, and you. Please do share this broadcast. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. It is for free, okay? As well as the notification button. It will let you guys know every time we go live here at It Had to Happen. Thanks again, Sidney. Please do send your girl some love. She have an amazing man. Thank you so much once again, and salute to your parents. God bless each and every one of you guys. Until next time, guys, bye-bye.
Thank you, for sure.